My name's Adam Cox. I'm known as the Phobia Guru. I'm a hypnotherapist based in central London in Harley Street. And arachnophobia is a fear of spiders and is experienced by about 1/3 of the population. Now, in the UK, it's estimated that 12 million people don't just have a fear of spiders, but have an extreme fear of spiders to the extent that they will avoid being in a room with spiders and will need help from other people to get a spider away from them. Now, the word arachnophobia actually comes from the Greek word arachne, which means spider, and phobia comes from phobos, which means fear. So that's where the word arachnophobia comes from. Now, arachnophobia is so popular, it's one of the most popular phobias that I work with clients one-on-one with. And the good news is that arachnophobia is a fear that can dissipate and be removed relatively quickly. But first of all, what are the symptoms of arachnophobia? Well, the first symptom tends to be beyond anxiety. So it might be discomfort at the idea of going to a place where there might be spiders. For example, a shed, a garage, an attic, places where there might be webs, for example. So discomfort is the first clue that someone might have a fear, an irrational fear of spiders. Then it reaches anxiety, and anxiety might include things like feeling slightly dizzy, a raised heart rate, it might be breathing faster, shivers, things like that. And I rank anxiety at a level between 5 and 8 out of 10 as a subjective unit of distress. If it hits 8, 9, or 10, this is what I label as panic. And the symptoms of panic can involve crying, it can involve shaking, it can involve a really elevated breathing rate and heart rate. It just feels awful. And for people that have a panic reaction to spiders, just the thought of spiders can actually create intense feelings of anxiety. And being even in just a room with a spider, not even close, can actually create a panic reaction. So it's no joke. Unfortunately, the media, because they know that so many people have a fear of spiders, they feed off this. So it's not unusual to see at least once every couple of weeks or so an article in the mainstream media about some exotic breed of spiders finding its way into the UK, stories about spider bites. All things like this tend to make its way into the media. And on social media, you tend to see examples again and again and again of huge spiders or fast-moving spiders, because what tends to happen is that some people have a mild discomfort and they find it quite entertaining that they're seeing something that makes them feel a little bit kind of on edge. But they also tend to tag or share that video with other people that they know have a fear of spiders. Sometimes the intent is a bit cruel. They're trying to kind of provoke some kind of reaction from someone that has arachnophobia. Other times the intention might be positive. Because they don't have this feeling of anxiety around spiders, there is this belief system that actually simply by seeing and being in close proximity with spiders on a regular basis can actually get rid of the fear. Okay, and there is an element of truth to that. It's just not helpful if it's done unexpected. So if you are an arachnophobic and someone tags you in a video, for example, you're going to get a notification saying that you've been tagged in that video. You might click to see the video, and then without any notice, any pre-warning, suddenly you're seeing a video of some fast-moving or large spider, and that could itself reinforce the phobia and create an anxiety reaction. None of this is particularly good for those people that have a fear of spiders or arachnophobia. It's very common for people to have pranks played on them. It's very common for people to have pranks played on them if they have a fear of spiders. I remember working with one client. I believe her testimonial is on this page on the phobiaguru.com website. Under arachnophobia, you'll actually see a testimonial of a lady who, when she was just a child, her older brother, used to trap her in a corner, and half the time he would be cupping his hands, and inside that there will be a real spider. and the other half there'll be no spider whatsoever. And he thought it was hilarious to see her reaction from, most of the time there not being a spider there at all. But then he escalated this, and the reason why she had one of the most severe forms of arachnophobia that I've ever experienced is that this same older brother, on one weekend, collected about 200 spiders in a jar, and just before she went to bed, he lifted up the duvet cover and then spread all the spiders in her bed, and then put the duvet cover back over the spiders. Now, her reaction was to go to bed, and as she opened the duvet to climb into bed, suddenly she just saw hundreds of spiders crawling around everywhere. And to mirror back her words, she said it was like a scene from Arachnophobia, that movie. So, that can be, a perceived prank or trick by someone. And this is why a lot of people don't tend to own up about phobias such as arachnophobia, because they become vulnerable, they become at risk from people actually playing tricks on them, such as these tricks here. So that's arachnophobia. It tends to be, in my experience, nothing at all to do with the size of the spider. It tends to be more how they move and the proximity. So if you were to ask an arachnophobe, would they prefer to be in the same room as a large spider if it was far away in the corner, or a house spider that was very close to them and moving perhaps on their arm? They would much prefer the bigger spider further away. So there tends to be certain ingredients, certain modalities and submodalities that have a bigger impact, and it certainly tends to be proximity and movement and to some extent speed, but also the feeling of being trapped can actually accentuate the panic reactions in arachnophobe. So these are the kind of things that take place. The good news is that they can be removed very, very quickly. There are many different approaches that I use to remove arachnophobia and eliminate arachnophobia in a client. I have a video which is available on phobiaguru.com. It's a free video. It's a 1-hour video that explains what phobias are, how they work, and crucially, how do you eliminate phobias quickly. This is how I've made my reputation and my name as a phobia guru, by eliminating phobias incredibly quickly. So there is a video available. You might be on my website right now, in which case there'll be a button around you and you can just click that. If you're watching this on YouTube or some other social media platform, visit phobiaguru.com, go to the page on arachnophobia. There might be a link in the comments or something here, and you can download that free video, which is me just talking about what phobias are, why you have them. The good news is you're not mad. It's not really an irrational fear. It's a survival instinct. And crucially, how do you get rid of phobias? So that video is absolutely free of charge. The two main ways, actually there's three main ways that I help people get rid of their fear of spiders. The first is that I regularly host workshops as part of my partnership with Creature Courage and the Spider Courage Experience. So that's one way in which you could work with me if you are based in the UK or anywhere near London. I normally do these workshops on a Saturday afternoon. They're fairly frequent, and in just 4 hours you arrive with an intense fear of spiders and you leave without having that fear anymore. And we have literally hundreds of testimonials of people that have done the course and then no longer have their fear of spiders anymore. So that's the first way. The second way is that quite often I will work with people one-on-one, either in Harley Street, in my practice in Hertfordshire, or for international clients, I work with them on Skype. And I'm fortunate enough to have good quality equipment and microphones, which mean that I can work with people almost as well over things like Skype and the internet as I could do face-to-face. So that becomes an option if you're not based in the UK or not near London. And then the third way is that because I've got more people that want to work with me than I have hours in the day, I've actually created a 7-day phobia elimination process, which is all downloads. So you'll be working with me, but not physically with me. I will have a selection of videos, audio downloads, everything that you need to take you through a process to eliminate the phobia in your own time. So you'll be listening to these audio, you'll be watching these videos at the time that's right for you, and you can keep doing that, keep refining it, and keep taking the action steps as part of that process just to completely eliminate your fear. I hope this video has been useful. This is just a short video explaining what arachnophobia is and how it works. There's lots more information on the Arachnophobia page on Phobia Guru, and don't forget there is a free 1-hour video all about what phobias are, how to eliminate them, and essentially you don't have to have this fear. This is the key thing I want you to take from this video. If you have a phobia of spiders, you don't have to keep having that fear anymore. So I look forward to seeing you on my webpage on phobiaguru.com. Take care.